What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video we are going to discuss the difference between healthy food and unhealthy food, and whether you should always eat healthy food in order to lose fat and achieve the physique of your dreams. The thing is, guys, most people are convinced that they should always eat healthy foods in order to lose body fat, and people make a big difference between healthy foods that are good for you, and foods that are bad for you. And while that may be true from a health perspective, from a fat loss perspective, this is simply not the case. Let's first discuss what good food is, what healthy food is, and what unhealthy food is. Healthy food, for example, all kinds of fruits, are more beneficial for your health than, for example, cookies that you buy at your local supermarket. Why is that? It is because fruits and all other healthy foods are packed with micronutrients. They are packed with vitamins and minerals which are essential to make your body run at an optimal fashion, at an optimal rate. Those micronutrients, those building blocks, are essential for your hormones, for your immune system, for cellular repair, for metabolic functions. They are vital for your health. They are the building blocks of your health, and robbing your body of essential vitamins and minerals, of essential micronutrients, is detrimental to your health. And that is the biggest difference between good foods, healthy foods, and bad foods. For example, the cookies, if we're talking about standard cookies that you buy at your local supermarket, they are full of processed sugars, of unhealthy fats such as sunflower oils, and they do nothing to contribute to your health. They do absolutely nothing in terms of delivering micronutrients to fuel your body's health system, to fuel your endocrine system. And that, my friends, that is the biggest difference between healthy food and unhealthy foods. Now that we have that cleared, should you always eat healthy foods in order to lose body fat and in order to get lean and athletic? The answer is a straight no. Because while healthy foods are essential for achieving optimal health, when it comes to fat loss, the most important, the number one factor, is calories in versus calories out. If you want to lose weight, you simply have to eat in a calorie deficit. That means giving your body less energy than it burns, and that way it will tap into its fat reserves for energy, and it will use that fat as energy, and body fat will disappear from your body. So it all comes down to a mathematical game of calories. And obviously, if you want to maintain your muscle mass on a cutting phase, if you want to look as good as possible, you have to eat enough protein, you have to perform resistance training. That will make sure that you hold on to your muscle mass and that you will look more athletic when you are lean. But without a calorie deficit, you will never lose body fat or body weight for that matter. And the thing is, guys, whether those foods that you eat when you are in a calorie deficit come from bad foods or good foods, it doesn't really matter. Because what matters is that calorie deficit. Now, does that mean that I'm giving you a free hall pass to pig out? No, absolutely not. Because you also want to be healthy. You don't only want to be lean. You don't only want to have a nice body. You don't want to only look good in the mirror, but you also want to perform good. And I can tell you from experience, I've done an experiment a couple of years ago where I only ate McDonald's for 3 months, but I ate in a calorie deficit. And I lost fat, I lost weight, I lost body fat, I made sure I ate enough protein, I trained with resistance And I ate in a calorie deficit, but only eating foods coming from McDonald's. And I certainly lost body fat and I got really lean on that. But the thing is, I didn't. My skin didn't look so good. My skin didn't look so healthy. I had a little rash here and there. I felt more tired. I felt weaker, and not necessarily weaker in the gym, but like less energetic. And I think that is because of the lack of micronutrients. And that is why I always advise people to eat a diet of 75 to 80% of their food coming from healthy foods. So I'm talking about fruits, vegetables, quality animal protein sources, for example, beef, fish, poultry, eggs, quality dairy products such as yogurt, quality cheeses, kefir, um, quality carbohydrate sources such as potatoes, starchy carbs, potatoes, and quality fats, which will have a positive effect on your hormonal profile. Talking about grass-fed butter, coconut oil, olive oil, avocados, all that stuff. And why am I promoting that? Because if you eat 80% of your daily calories coming from foods that are packed with micronutrients and that have all the right macronutrients to fuel your body to make it run in the optimal fashion, then you will stimulate your endocrine system to run smooth, to function optimally. Your endocrine system refers to your testosterone levels. And I always say that testosterone is the mirror of your health, because when your body feels good, when your body feels that, when your body gets enough nutrients, when your body is strong, when your body is well rested, when your body is treated well, that will reflect itself in your testosterone levels as a man. And that is why it's so vital to put the majority of the foods that you eat to make them come from foods that will stimulate your health. Now, obviously, we are all human, and so am I. I also love treats. I also love chocolate. I also love pastry. I'm a sucker for good cakes. And I'm not saying that I never eat those foods. The difference is I calculate on I calculate how many calories I need on a daily basis. At this point, I eat 2,800 calories per day to maintain my weight. And 80% of those calories comes from quality, nutritious foods that will fuel my health, that will give my immune system a boost, that will boost my testosterone levels. And 10 to 20% of those calories on a daily basis, I keep them aside for a daily treat. And that makes it so much easier to stick to my diet, because each and every day I know that I'm getting a little treat. I'm getting my sweet tooth tickled, and that is what keeps me on track. For example, I love chocolate. Absolutely love chocolate. So sometimes I eat chocolate. I love ice cream. For example, these Magnum ice creams. You've got these Magnum ice cream strawberry or caramel billionaire. These are delicious. And during summertime, I keep those for the end of my day to finish off my day of eating. And that makes dieting and staying lean so much easier. Because in the past, I used to deprive myself. I always used to eat very clean, but then I couldn't stick to it and I went on a binge that lasted for a couple of days. I crammed my face with all kinds of fatty foods that were very high in calories, and I ate amounts that you simply couldn't imagine. So, knowing that each and every day I can get a little treat at the end of the day, that keeps me on track. And the danger in eating foods that are unhealthy for you when it comes to fat gain or gaining weight in general is that most of the time they taste so good because they are largely made of a combination of sugar and fat. And it's not necessarily the sugar and fat that makes you gain weight, but it's because it's so addicting that you have the tendencies to overeat, and you do overeat if you gain weight, and that is what makes you fat. For example, if you eat a whole cheesecake with a couple of Snickers at once, you will have ingested a lot of calories. And because you are eating in a calorie surplus, which is too high for your body to stay lean, that is how you gain fat. It's not necessarily the Snickers or the cheesecake or whatever sugary fatty food that you eat that makes you fat. It is the amount you eat of them. And because people who don't keep track of their calories, who are not aware of how many calories they eat, simply eat until they are fulfilled, until they are satisfied, they simply overeat. And it's so easy to overeat on sugary and fatty foods because they are so delicious. And that is the number one reason why people gain weight. But in order to lose weight, to lose fat, you don't have to eat clean all the time. You simply have to keep track of your calories and eat in a calorie deficit. And I always, like I said, I always advise to eat 75% to 80% of your calories from nutritious foods to boost your health and make your body run optimally. But if you want to save a couple of calories for a little treat at the end of the day, by all means, if that makes dieting easier, do so. And the last thing I want to add with that is that in the old school days, when people recommended that you have to eat 6 meals per day or that you always have to eat clean in order to eat foods, a lot of people, they withhold themselves from eating out, from having a social life, all with the goal in sight of achieving a nice physique. And while that makes things easier because you have more control about your food intake, life is too short not to have a social life. Life is too short not to enjoy. By all means, learn how to eyeball your food, learn how to track your food, learn how to play with calories. And if you go out eating, don't abstain from go out eating. Go out eating with your friends, go out eating with your family or your girlfriend. Have a life, because we only have one life and it's too short not to enjoy it. And don't waste it simply for the sake of being neurotic about the amount of calories you eat. Simply become good at eyeballing your food. That will come naturally as you consistently track your calories and go out, enjoy, keep track of your portions. And that's how you simply balance out your social life with eating delicious foods and losing fat and having the body that you want and that you are proud of. So I hope I've made things clear for you guys. If you got any questions, mention them below and I'll get back to you. See you in the next one.